So good morning, welcome to another video. Yes, my video content has dropped quite significantly. Old age and health, of course, that get to us all. But I'm going to do a video today, and I've decided to do another video regarding the music of 1970, and this time I'm going to target my favourite album tracks. Now, some of these may well have been released as singles in other parts of the world, but my love for them was generated by listening to them on vinyl. And we in the vinyl community, of course, love vinyl. So basically, I've got 25 songs, an array of quality. I'm going to briefly tell you about them, a little bit about the instrumentation, the sound, and also dip into the lyric content. And I hope you enjoy it, and I welcome your comments on my choices and maybe some that I avoided, and you can tell me what your choices are, and then we can share our love of this particular year. So let's get started. So my first song on this video is from the double album Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs by Derek and the Dominoes, and it's not Layla. I've chosen Bell Bottom Blues. What a perfect blues ballad this is, and full of all that emotional pain about having lost the love of your life. Eric's guitar solo is exquisite, and his heartbreaking vocals make you chill as you listen to the song. I find this repeatedly a very moving track, and I recall him playing it at the Hammersmith Odeon way back when he returned to live action after beating his heroin addiction. Here's a little extract from the lyric, just going to cover the first verse and chorus. Let's get going then. Bell Bottom Blues, you made me cry. I don't want to lose this feeling, and if I could choose a place to die, it would be in your arms. Do you want to see me crawl across the floor to you? Do you want to hear me beg you to take me back? I'd gladly do it because I don't want to fade away. Give me one more day, please. I don't want to fade away. In your heart, I want to stay. Well, it's mind-bogglingly chilling and so sad. That's my first cut. Then, this is from the album Deep Purple in Rock. It's the second track on side one. It's called Child in Time. 10 minutes, 19 seconds, this track. It's got a tremendous organ intro, and the guitar vocal combination builds up the ballad. It then transitions into the Blackmore solo with Ian Pace and Roger Glover hitting an awesome rhythm. That happens at about 6 minutes, and then they repeat the intro and the climactic outro with Gillan's wild chaos as he yells his pain. Wow. Yeah, this is a stormer. This is the first verse. Sweet child in time, you'll see the line that's drawn between good and bad. See the blind man shooting at the world, bullets flying, taking toll. If you go, Lord, I bet you have, and you've not been hit, oh, by flying lead. You better close your eyes, ooh, bow your head, waiting for the ricochet. And then it goes into the bridge. Wow, I can hear Gillan now. So, on to my third choice now, and this is from the album Deja Vu by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and I've selected the opening cut. There's lots to choose from on here, but this is the one that I feel is my favourite, and it's the Carry On. It's got some tremendous harmonies in here, with Still's opening guitar chords particularly impressive, before they lead into those harmony vocals. And then we get a lead and electric guitar with the short solo, and then the second part of this song is largely instrumental, and there's a magnificent interlude with the church organ and the guitar trading places. I think it's Stills, but maybe Young dipped in as well on this. And I'm going to read a brief lyric which basically takes us into the first couple of verses. So let's get to it. One morning I woke up and I knew you were really gone. A new day, a new way, and new eyes to see the dawn. Go your way, I'll go mine, and carry on. The sky is clearing and the night has gone out. The sun, he come, the world is all full of love. Rejoice, rejoice, we have no choice but to carry on. The fortunes of fables are able to sing the song. Now witness the quickness with which we get along. To sing the blues, you've got to live the dues and carry on. Carry on. Love is coming to us all. Yeah, carry on. It basically makes the message that we've got to continue when we have these pitfalls and obstacles in the road on our life's journey. I love the track.
It is also a contribution from Stephen Stills. It's from his debut album, and it's the opening cut, Love the One You're With. It's very much a hippie anthem. It's got some terrific percussion and organ. The acoustic guitar mixes subtly and beautifully with Steve's lead vocals, which create the mood with those harmonies. The organ solo is an absolute standout, and there's a background steel guitar that beats its way through. And the band comprised of Caravan, Fuzzy Stampy on bass, Jeff Whitaker on congas, and there's some great backing vocals from Rita Coolidge, David Crosby, Priscilla Jones, John Sebastian, and Graham Nash, no less. And I'm going to give you a little taste of the vocals now. And so here we go. If you're down and confused and don't remember who you're talking to, concentration slip away because your baby is so far away. Well, there's a rose in a fisted glove and the eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. Don't be angry, don't be sad, and don't sit crying over good times you've had. There's a girl right next to you and she's just waiting for something to do. And there's a rose in a fisted glove and the eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be the one you want, love, honey, love the one you with. Do 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 do. Love the one you're with. Okay, beautiful, isn't it? Just go and listen to it now and feel all that love. That is the title track from the album by Van Morrison called Moondance. Tremendous swing, jazz rhythm, grooves with the summer romanticism, and I love that flute. The sort of middle section has that piano, sax and acoustic guitar creating that magical mood, that jazz mood. And of course Van's vocals are absolutely scintillating. He's also got Klingsby on bass guitar, Jeff Labs is on piano, Gary Malabar plays drums, John Platania is on guitar, and Jack Schroer plays alto sax. Colin Tilton chips in with tenor sax and flute. Here's an extract from the lyric, and here goes. Lyric then from the title track. Well, it's a marvellous night for a moon dance, with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance, neath the colour of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. You know the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Exquisite. Brilliant was that album that I've actually chosen as second of my favourite tracks. This is the Caravan on side one. It's an absolute tour de force vocally, and with the horns driving the R&B rhythm. Let's have just a gist of the lyric. And the caravan is on its way. I can hear the merry gypsies play. Mama, mama, look at Emma Rose. She's a-playing with the radio. La, 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 la. And the caravan horse, all my friends. It will stay with me until the end. Gypsy Robin, sweet Emma Rose. Tell me everything I need to know. Turn up the radio and let me hear the song. Switch on your electric light, then we can go down to what is really long. I long to hold you tight so that I can feel you. Sweet lady of the night, I shall revere you. If you will, turn it up, little bit higher radio. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up so you know the radio. Well, let's move on to another great track, and this is off Neil Young's album, his third album after the Gold Rush. This is full of glittering songs, but I'm going to choose Only Love Can Break Your Heart. It's an absolutely sweet, delightful song with Neil's vocals a bit of a highlight, and the chorus is a cert for a sing-along. It was supposedly written for Graham Nash after Nash's split from one Joni Mitchell, although Young in interviews has been somewhat tentative in admitting or remembering this. So let's move on to an extract of the lyric, and here we go. When you were young and on your own, how did it feel to be alone? I was always thinking of games that I was playing, trying to make the best of my time, but only love can break your heart. Try to be sure right from the start. Yes, only love can break your heart. What if the world should fall apart? I have a friend I've never seen. He hides his head inside a dream. Someone should call him and see if he can come out. Try to lose the down that he's found. Graham Nash? Sounds like it, doesn't it? Okay, great track. In these brief little excerpts from these songs, the idea behind it is to remind those who are familiar with these songs, and perhaps they'll then put them on and listen to them again. Nostalgia is a great thing, you know, and possibly for any that haven't heard these songs, God forbid, they definitely ought to seek them out and listen to them. So let's move on now. I'm going to move on to a track from an album by the Steve Miller Band. It was from their album number 5, the first album that I bought by them, and then I really got into them in depth, going back and buying all the first 4. But this track from number 5, a very distinctive song really, with a rather different sort of tone to it all. It's actually called Steve Miller's Midnight Tango. It's got a hypnotic Miller vocal here, and it identifies very much the musical style. Written by keyboardist Ben Sidran, which drives the tune's distinctive spacey piano. I absolutely love it, and I'm going to read the lyric for it now. Hear that lyric then to Steve Miller's Midnight Tango. You have a cup of coffee and another cigarette. You're waiting for your baby, but she hasn't shown yet. And if she doesn't make it, well, you've got no regrets, because you can't win or lose if you ain't made no bets. And then she comes in walking, looking fine as you please. You want to stop and drop right down on your knees and say, baby, wow. You say you never worry because you don't need a home, don't need an address, don't need a phone. And you don't have to worry about being alone because you can make your music on a 10-cent comb. And then she comes in walking, looking fine as you please. You want to stop and drop right down on your knees and say, baby, wow. My next song is a song that featured on an album, the first album by Fotheringay, and it's called The Bank of the Nile. Sandy Denny puts her heart and soul into this terrific folk ballad. It's 8 minutes of wondrous Sandy Denny's beautiful vocals telling an emotionally impactful tale of the sacrifices of war at home and on the battlefield. And as I say, it's from Fotheringay's debut album. And so let's get on to the lyric. Banks of the Nile, the lyric. Oh, hark, the drums do beat, my love, no longer can we stay. The bugle horns are sounding clear, and we must march away. We're ordered down to Portsmouth, and it's many is the weary mile, to join the British Army on the banks of the Nile. Oh, Willie, dearest Willie, don't leave me here to mourn. Don't make me curse and rue the day that ever I was born. For the parting of our love would be like parting with my life. So stay at home, my dearest love, and I will be your wife. Oh, my Nancy, dearest Nancy, sure that will never do. The government has ordered, and we are bound to go. The government has ordered, and the Queen, she gives command. And I am bound on oath, my love, to serve in a foreign land. You get a pretty good gist of what this song's all about. I won't read the total lyric, although it will be on a slide, so you can peruse it at your leisure. This is from an album by the band Taste, called On the Boards. Taste, of course, was the first band that Rory Gallagher came to fame with, and he's responsible for all the writing on this album. And my favourite track, this is called It Happened Before, It'll Happen Again. Here, Gallagher changes tack from his traditional blues and blues rock to add some extraordinary sax to his sparkling guitar style. This track is very different from Taste's usual blues rock combo. The jazz-inspired guitar parts lead to the inspired saxophone, and there's a neat bass run throughout, and it's got a very jazzy style, particularly the drum work. And now we're going to have a little bit of a listen to the lyric. I felt this way might knock me to the ground, and I don't think I could have taken one more round. I looked from you would send me to the floor. It happened before, it'll happen again. It happened before, it'll happen again. You only call to see me when I'm out. A guilty conscience nags you, I have no doubt. You've got the balls not to call anyone. There's more to it, but I'll stop there. Next up, from Led Zeppelin 3, it's Since I've Been Loving You. Back in those days, 1970, I would play this almost on a daily basis to capture that ultimate slow blues, entwining Plant's vocals with the spine-tingling Page guitar. It's a tale of uncertainty about so-called love, and Plant sings it like he's in bleeding sadness. The guitar solo explodes at 3 minutes 40 into this 7-minute epic, and I absolutely adore it. So let's have a little listen now to a brief excerpt from the lyric. The lyric's not that inspiring, but I like to continue this style. You may well recall it. Working from 7 to 11 every night really makes life a drag. I don't think it's right. I've really been the best of fools. I did what I could, yeah, because I love you, baby. How I love you, darling. How I love you, baby. My beloved little girl. But baby, since I've been loving you, yeah, I'm about to lose my worried mind. Oh yeah. This is a bit of a different style of music, a track that I absolutely adore. It's by the Van der Graaf Generator, and it was from their first album, The Least We Can Do Is Wave to Each Other. And the track I've chosen is White Hammer. It's a powerful, progressive song coupled with explosive Peter Hammond vocals, and it's very much a keyboard extravaganza. They open up this monster with a feel of mystery and darkness, and the horns, the cornet particularly, lead to the organ-driven rhythm, with Hamill's vocals wailing the storyline. The cornet is a highlight, hinting at pageantry, as laid out in the lyric, and the final minute is a chaotic montage of noise, progressive rock fusion with that sax lead. Of course, Van der Graaf's generator were Peter Hamill on acoustic guitar lead vocals, David Jackson tenor, alto sax, flute, Hugh Banton on organ, piano and backing vocals, Nick Potter on bass guitar and electric guitar, and Guy Evans on drums and percussion. And finally, starring on this track, Jerry Salisbury, who's on cornet. Okay, here's the lyric. In the year 1486, the Malleus first appeared, designed to kill all witchcraft and end the papal fears, prescribing tortures to kill the black arts, and the hammer struck hard. Malleus Maleficarum slaughtered and tortured all those under suspicion, as the Inquisition ordered, burning black hearts and innocents alike, killing the mad. Such was the power here that the hammer had. Though Hexenhammer was intended to slay only evil, fear and anger against magic overspilled. They also killed those of the white. So for 2 centuries or more, they tried to slay both the black and the white arts. But spirit override pain. For everyone that the torture took, 2 were hid secure. And so the craft, yes, it endured. Fascinating vocals. Suggest you explore their full meaning historically, or maybe try and track down Peter Hamill. Really love, and this is from Sweet Baby James by James Taylor. I really hooked into this album, but didn't follow it up, unfortunately, and rather neglected his discography. But Sweet Baby James, absolutely superb. The track I've chosen is Fire and Rain. I think it illustrates how great a singer Taylor was, and that catchy chorus with the acoustic-led singer-songwriter material can hardly have got better than this. There's some sparse use of strings which enhance the piano acoustic guitar mix. And I'm going to now get into the lyric. Just yesterday morning they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend, but I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You've got to help me make a stand. You've just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand, and I won't make it any other way. Been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Well, I'm trying to give you some variety, and here's a song from a band that maybe many of you don't know. The band were called the Groundhogs. They were led by the legendary guitar blues extraordinaire of Tony T.S. McPhee. The track I've chosen is from Thank Christ for the Bomb, released in 1970, and it's the last track, and it's called Eccentric Man. It's got very much a bluesy rock feel with lots of attitude. I love the raw riff and the tight trio kicking out blues style rock. McPhee's solo is typical of his work, rough and raunchy, and it's got very much a Hendrix feel to it, peering over the top of the sound. And now I'm going to get into the lyric, and here goes. My chest is a 36, my trench 10 inches from the ground, 3 inches from my shoes, tied up with a piece of string and held together with free spoon glue. Call me an eccentric man. I don't believe I am. Call me an eccentric man. I don't believe I am. My bed is a park bench, and my sheet and blankets are newspaper pages. The people think I'm crazy, but I know I'm wiser than all the sages. Because I have money, they think that I'm a fool for doing what I do. But I knows it's right. Call me an eccentric man.